Hey guys, Casual Retro Gamer here. So I've been away from making videos for a couple of weeks because I've been working on something, well, finishing off this wee project, and that's what I want to show you today. The Man Cave. And I thought I'd just take this opportunity to give you a wee look at the collection so far. So over here we have our PC games. Prey, that's the original Prey now, not the recently released one about the Native American Indians and whatnot. It's a fantastic game. If anyone hasn't played it, highly recommend it. Bulletstorm, another excellent FPS. Down here some of the big box stuff. Transport Tycoon Deluxe, I spent way too much time with this when I was younger. And Beneath the Steel Sky, one of my favourite point and click adventures. It's the original IBM floppy disk version, so that's bound to be worth a few quid nowadays, I'm sure. Command & Conquer and Red Alert, fantastic game. Settlers 2, another absolute favourite of mine. Moving down here though into the Amiga stuff. This is only some of the big box collection. I do have quite a bit more. Then down here is my Msx collection. And of course the machine itself. But unfortunately it does need a little bit of love. The keyboard on it is not working probably, and the tape deck doesn't read all the tapes. I don't know whether the tapes are dying or it's the tape deck. I suspect it's the deck, and probably the belt in here is just not right. And the head and all probably needs a good clean and whatnot. So we're going to do a video on this at some point in the near future. Turn it down, give it a good clean, and we're trying to repair this. Moving down here, some more project stuff. My A500 Plus. This was a recent pickup of mine. Sold a spares or repairs, not working. Not surprising because the CPU wasn't even in its socket. I have removed the battery in here, but that's it. Haven't even tried to power this thing on yet, so we'll get to that in a recent upcoming video and see if we can't get it working again. A Squirrel CD-ROM drive for the 1200, albeit I've never actually used it, but it does work, or at least I think it works. Floppy drive for a Commodore 64, albeit I don't have a Commodore 64. And then down here is just some discs and things, and another spare tape drive I was able to pick up if I can't get this one working. Moving on down through the room then, we've got my decks and my Happy Hardcore collection. And then hiding underneath here some other recent pickup consoles and things. Spare Mega Drive, PS2, and a Game Gear that needs a screen. And then a couple of spare PlayStations and bits and pieces. Here's my console games collection. We'll start on the top shelf. It's all Sega stuff, all my Saturn stuff, including import Saturn games. My Saturn has been region modded, so I can play them no problem. A few Mega Drive games, and I picked up these recently. A couple of bootleg cartridges. The Turtles and Streets of Rage 2. And The Simpsons and Streets of Rage 2, which is great fun. And then Sonic and Streets of Rage 3. But unfortunately, Turtles and Sonic don't work, as they're NTSC only. So you'll never guess what an upcoming video is going to be. That's right, region modding the Mega Drive. Then on to the Sega Master System stuff. I only had the Master System growing up, so I've got a slightly better collection of games for it, including a whole pile of loose carts. Coming down here is the original Xbox stuff, some PS2, and then a few Dreamcast games. I have to admit that most of my Dreamcast games are ISOs burnt in there. Down here we've got our PS1 stuff, and in here is the first of our handhelds. This is the Sega Game Gear. I had to recap this last year to get it working again, but it does work okay. The screen on it is terrible, but that's just the way the screens are in these things. Space Harrier is definitely one of my favourite games on this wee machine. And as is Batman, which is hiding in the back of the console. There's no batteries in it, by the way, in case you're wondering. Anyone that has these old machines, if you're storing them, take the batteries out. Then into one of my favourite consoles at the minute, favourite handhelds anyway. The PSP. I only have the 1000 variant, but that does for me. I'm only really interested in playing the original games on it anyway. I know it can run a lot of emulators and things, but I prefer to either play the real hardware or just run the emulators on the PC or something like that. Probably one of my favourite games on this Wii system is Loco Roco. It's a fantastic Wii game. Little puzzler, but really simple to use. Definitely going to have to do a review of this sometime. Great fun. Oh, this here, just before we move on. I picked this up recently off AliExpress. Set myself a challenge of buying the absolute cheapest piece of crap so-called console, and I use the term very loosely. This is a plug and play thing. Cost all of £2 odd, so can't wait to see how bad it really is. Down here is the Nintendo shelf. DS games, my 2 DS's. We have our Game Boy Advance. Then there's games for it. I would like to do a mod of this sometime to get a backlit screen in here. There's Nintendo GameCube stuff and then all the Wii stuff. These games here are actually all NTSC. There's one there I'd never heard of before. NASCAR kart racing. I found all these in a local charity shop actually, all the NTSC games. So we're going to have to do a region mod on the Wii to get it running those. Seems to be fairly straightforward. You can just be soft modded to play those games, so we'll have a look at that in an upcoming video. Down here's the PlayStation 3 stuff, and then down the bottom is just really films and things, including my collection of UMD videos for the PSP. Transformers the movie. Ah, come on. Fantastic 80s film. Love it. And something a bit weird I found in a charity shop recently. A VCD, an actual original VCD. Genuine, no, holograms on it. Of Superman Returns. Not the best film, but I've never seen a VCD in the wild, so Thai subtitled and some weird writing on it, so I can only assume this came from Thailand or something. So for £1, I had to get it. So the thing making all the noise down here is my old 32-inch rear projection CRT. And this is probably my favourite way of playing the old retro games on the CRT. I know you can use a more modern screen and probably get a slightly better picture, but at least with the CRT I can use the light guns. Up here is my Atari 2600 Woody, which unfortunately is dead, albeit it's nice to have out on display. Down here then is the 2600 Junior, which does work, and there's a few of the games I own for it. Down here is the CD32, which is making all this noise over here. Currently playing Jesus on Ease. Down here then is the PS2, which is soft moded with the free McBoot, and there's a hard drive in it and whatnot and a few games on it. And this is my PS1, which is also soft moded with the use of one of these. It's like a games cheat cartridge. You can plug it into the parallel port and then change the software on this. It allows the machine to play backups. Down here then, the two Nintendo consoles, the GameCube and the Wii. This is the one we're going to have to do something to get it to play those NTSC games. So I need to have a look into that, but I suspect it is fairly straightforward to do. Over here then is all the Sega stuff. The Master System, which I modified for composite out. My Mega Drive with its EverDrive sitting in it. This is the one we're going to have to region mod so I can play those NTSC games. Down here is the Saturn, which has been region modded. Now we switch on the back to let you select between European, American and Japanese. Then the Sega Dreamcast, one of my favourite consoles without doubt. The Panasonic 3DO, a recent pickup of mine. This machine though is unfortunately faulty. The CD drive in it will not read anything. I have replacement capacitors to put in, which hopefully will fix it, but I do suspect it's actually a dead laser. So we'll swap the caps out first, see what happens, and if not, we'll get ordering a laser. Down here then, it's my original Xbox, which I decided to paint for some reason years ago, who knows. There's an Executor 2 chip in here and it's running XBMC. This is probably the most heavily used machine in here come games night. Especially for playing arcade games and MAME emulator. Then one of my Laserdisc players. I just need to find somewhere better to put this. It unfortunately doesn't fit in the shelving units I bought. But we'll figure something out. Down to the desk then. We've got the 1200 set up through to an LCD TV. I'm always on the lookout for an old CRT that will support this, albeit it will take up a lot more space on the desk. Feeling that 15 kHz LCD would be nice. And then my main PC over here, which used to be good. It's funny that, isn't it? How everything used to be good. It's an i5 3670, I think. I can't really remember. And it's a GeForce GTX 680 in it, 8 GB RAM and whatnot. I've got a wee SSD to stick in it there to help speed it up a wee bit, but it is getting on in years. Maybe in the new year I'll be able to upgrade it a bit further. Hiding down there here then is another recent find of mine, recent pickup. This is an old Gateway G6233 with a Pentium 2 sticker on it. I haven't done anything to this, it's just literally been sat there. I haven't even opened it to see what actually is in it. There is a graphics card in it of some shape, form or another, but I haven't gone looking to see what it is yet. It's going to be a future video. I'm going to set it up with Windows 98 and get a nice Windows 98 gaming rig going. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now that we have this more or less finished, we can get back to the usual schedule of video per week. Next week I think we'll come back and I actually want to do a quick teardown on the A1200 here and do a wee video showing how to set up the IDE hard drive in here with classic workbench and whatnot and WHD load for playing games. So that's going to be the next thing, guys. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching and I'll see you again soon.